how much longer do we have to indulge this fantasy? I know that you want to respect transgender people, and it's all about respect. I respect, but at what point is like, look, my feelings and your feelings, like something's got to give here. Like my rights and your ability to be free from hurt feelings, like they're not quite meshing with each other. Where do we go from there?
I don't think this is as much about transgender people as it is about parental rights. I think that, listen, I think one of the challenges the conservative movement is running into head on is you now have people in the conservative movement saying that adults shouldn't be allowed to do what they want to do with their own bodies. Well, guess what? The conservative movement just spent 2 years during the pandemic saying my body, my choice. And now you're saying that adults can't do what they want with their own bodies. So that seems contradictory. The more people are attacking trans adults, the more like challenges the movement's going to run into. But you know what is a winning argument? And it's a winning argument with more than just conservatives. It's also a winning argument with suburban liberal moms is parental rights. They are actively trying to attack parental rights in this country. There was a symposium, a day-long symposium at the University of Connecticut Law School month and a half ago that was literally all about attacking parental rights. I think the title of the symposium is parental rights good for children? We're talking about the brightest legal minds in the country coming together to plot how to take away parental rights. There are also 4 different articles in the New York Times, the Washington Post, I think the Spectator, and New York Magazine, and we're talking within the last couple of weeks, all attacking parental rights. That is what they're going after. That is what people need to be paying attention to. Again, it's about the policies in your school district, and it's about them trying to erode parental rights bit by bit. Everything else other than that is a distraction. Dylan Mulvaney is a distraction. Drag Queen Story Hour, I'm sorry, I know it's people's favorite issue. It's a distraction. If you don't want to take your kids to Drag Queen Story Hour, don't take them. I don't think it should be in public schools, but just don't take them. But it's distracting you from the real issues. So parental rights, school policy, that's where the energy needs to go.
But at the same time, Carlin, I have to ask you, because you're out there and you come from a liberal background, you come from the world of the Democratic Party. Off of social media, not trying to be woke, not trying to impress their friends, or virtue signal, what are reasonable Democrats saying about this?
I don't know that I know any reasonable Democrats anymore, Eric, if I'm honest about it. They don't really like me that much because I talk about this stuff too much in public. No, I mean, I don't know, but I have to think that I look back to 2021 in Virginia with Glenn Youngkin winning that gubernatorial seat, and the issue that won Glenn Youngkin that gubernatorial seat was critical race theory in the schools. And it was the Republicans hammering on critical race theory in the schools, critical race theory in the schools. The Democrats cannot fight back when Republicans and conservatives are focused on the things that matter to, again, these kind of like Democrat light, suburban, liberal white women who have kids who don't want them learning nonsense and who are actually kind of sensitive to when you talk about taking away their parental rights, when you talk about not teaching their kids basic, math, reading, writing, and math in favor of, teaching them that they're oppressors and oppressed and all this stuff. Like, they understand this. And so I think that if people can just refocus on the issues that matter and not these, okay, social conservatives make up about 30% of the country. And that might not be something that people want to hear, but the fact is, if you are always hammering on social conservative issues, you are going to lose every close election for the rest of your life simply because the numbers are not there. So it's not a matter of you're allowed to care about those things. You're allowed to think about those things are wrong. You're allowed to talk about those things with your friends. But when it comes to actually winning elections and trying to get people to vote for you and trying to move the needle, you have to come more back to the center and focus on the things that we can all agree on, rather than on these outlandish, extreme social issues that, like, I'm never going to agree with someone that says that an adult can't do what they want to do with their own body. That's kind of like a hard limit to me. And so if that's where you want to focus, that's fine. I'm not going to vote for you. But if we can come back to the center, and what honestly got me to vote for Donald Trump in 2020 was when he banned critical race theory in the federal government and in all federal government contractors. We can agree on that. Let's focus there.
I'll tell you, I don't think we would be talking about critical race theory. I don't think it would be in the American lexicon, honest to God, without you, Carlin. I think when you exposed Coca-Cola, you put that issue on the map. Now, whether the mainstream wants to give you credit for it, a lot of other people kind of came around and usurped your thunder, so to speak, but you brought that issue to light. So we're talking about it and made an issue, obviously, because of the work that you've done.